Gouda. Gouda would be good, right? Yeah, right? Right? Yeah! That's not even an Italian cheese. I wrote this assuming Gouda was an Italian cheese. It's Dutch. So that just... It's just a letdown. But, you know, it's Gouda, but it won't be good enough.
Showcase. All right. The Velodrome Improv Showcase. Excellent.
A majority of Portland's all-ages comedy spaces are coincidentally located in Chinatown. I've been living here all my life, and a year ago I wanted to try to go to more comedy shows in the area. Being underage and wanting to do that is difficult, but it was doable. I'm an aspiring comedian and still have so much to learn about the art, and although Portland isn't known for its comedy, this is a good place to start.
My name is Kara Moore, and I'm on the leadership team at Kickstand Comedy Space.
My name is Dylan. I'm one of the co-founders and on the leadership team here at Kickstand Comedy Space.
I'm Katie Wynn. I am a stand-up comedian, improviser, writer, performer of comedy.
I moved to Portland in 2010. Last city I'd lived in was Chicago, and I came to Portland and fell back into improv. I had taken a little break in between Chicago and Portland.
When I was 18, I tried stand-up, and it was fun, but when you fail, you're up there completely alone. And then I slowly sort of found a place in town called Comedy Sports, which you can take classes at if you're younger. And I was like, oh, this is the thing. I get this. This is where I belong. And so I just got really, you know, if you figure out that you love improv, you get addicted to it and you want to do it all the time. I just can't imagine not having this in my life.
Here, Spanish moms and all, but I've been here a while. It's good.
I imagine I will turn into the old lady character that I play.
I really love the community aspect of improv. It's so wholly unique and magical to step onto stage with a bunch of people who you think are hilarious and surprise each other and make each other laugh, and by turn create this moment that will never exist again, that the audience gets to remember and cherish and laugh.
The way I got involved in stand-up was kind of interesting. I never saw myself as a performer. I never, sought to be on stage. When I moved out here, I worked kind of a sad cubicle corporate job. I had disposable income for the first time, so I invested in some classes, just some improv and stand-up classes, mostly for brain exercise and just kind of like a social activity. And they went really well. I found them really fulfilling. I found them fun and fulfilling. It was an appropriate challenge for someone like me.
I used to think that Who's On First thing, the whole bit, was about Chinese American baseball players. Which is giving vaudeville a lot of credit. Because when I finally looked it up and it was Who, WHO, I was like, oh, who is named Who? Come on.
Stand-up, it's a one-time class, and I had not done an open mic by the end of it because I saw it more like a writing brain exercise. I didn't really think of it as like a pathway to performance. And then near the end of the class, everybody was talking about open mics they'd done, what they performed on, and I told them I hadn't, and they were like, why have you not done an open mic? We really like your stuff. And I did an open mic, and I was very fortunate. The first open mic I did really well, and I felt really good about it, and it kind of clicked. And that was the first time I'd had it, because I'd written and I performed for my class, but it's completely different than performing for 150 people. And it felt really good, and I think because my first experience went so well, I tried it again, and that one went well, and I just kind of kept doing it. What I love about comedy is that it's a very, very pure social interaction. When I'm able to make a whole room of people laugh, I know they're not just being polite to me. And it's this very pure thing. They don't have to know anything about me. They don't have to, be my friend. They don't have to have come where I've come from. If I can make an idea or an image or a concept accessible to them in a way that they find funny, they're gonna laugh. And it's just this very purely positive. There's nothing negative about making somebody laugh.
When you're on that stage and there's an audience there and you're playing with people you love, like everything just melts away in that moment, and you can truly be super present having fun and like really accepting and enjoying just joy, which is, I think, like it gets rarer and rarer, I think, to really be present for joy. Collaboration is so different than me sitting down and writing or me going up to a mic and telling a joke, which is a totally wonderful thing in and of itself, but there's no way that any truly amazing improv scene I've ever done was something I would have sat down and just wrote myself. The idea that I give the start of an idea and then someone puts it filtered through their brain and responds and reacts to it to create an idea that neither one of us or no one in the group could have individually created. So it's that true like moment of surprise where you discover like something really wonderful and super funny, and then you all get to really play with it on stage and see how crazy you can get the idea.
People feel a lot of empathy for comics on stage because it really feels like they're bearing a lot of themselves. Because it's really a refinement process. It's not like you finish editing your material and you perform it. It's like you perform it, and in that you're supposed to be analyzing the reactions. You're supposed to be thinking about what hits, what doesn't hit. Even though I know performing isn't for everybody and not everybody's going to pursue it as a career, I think either taking a class or trying an open mic or trying improv at some point benefits everybody. A lot of people are, you know, like brilliant people, but like have a hard time communicating. A lot of people feel very deeply and are very empathetic, but they're not good at, you know, showing that. And I think comedy helps all those things. It helps you be emotive. It helps you connect with people. It helps you read when you're not connected with people and try to figure out why, in a way that people don't necessarily try to do in a service industry job or something like that. A lot of jobs is like, are they happy or sad? Ours is like, well, which part of that do they identify with? Like, which part of that, you know, and which is so useful in every single field or area of life.
I had surgery. I was 17 years old, and my dentist told me that I needed to have my wisdom teeth removed. And I actually only had 2 wisdom teeth. Most people have 4. I just had 2, only 2 came in. Teenage me liked to think that that meant I was a little more evolved than my peers. As an adult, I think maybe I did not get enough calcium as a child.
Audiences are pretty decent here. In a lot of other cities, small showcases in a bar or a restaurant might be like really poorly attended. There's some really well-attended shows, like weekly shows here in town that audiences really like to see.
It's really, really grown since I got here. The difference in like saturation and quality of improv in Portland since I moved in 2010 is astronomical.
In Portland, people do improv because they love doing improv. And that's not to say that they don't in a larger market, but often improv is connected with sketch or stand-up or wanting to turn it into a career. And a lot of times here, people are just doing it because they love doing it.
What's great about this scene, though, is that everybody is excited and everybody's hungry and everybody wants to get better. And there's a lot of places to do that here now, which is fantastic. So I think our scene is on its way to getting the quality to a point where you really can rely on going to a show and it being really funny.
And teaching me Waco for years, and it's...
This is, first of all, fundamentalist Waco. We are not Waco. We are different than Waco.
I'm sorry.
If you want to get involved in comedy, just do it. That's the best thing to do. And don't be afraid to fail, have your jokes not land, stumble, mess up. It's all going to be good.
Going into comedy is such a broad spectrum of like what that means or what you want, but especially for young people, like, do it. It's a great life skill. Improv in particular, you just learn a lot about human dynamics and listening and relationships and there's a lot that can just benefit anybody. So there's no reason not to do it. And as far as like approaching it from a career aspect, like, I don't know, there's plenty of people that would be better to ask than me, who have found different levels of success within industries. So if that's what you're looking to do, you know, read what your idols have said, and just look at what they did. You know, if there's someone you love in comedy, look at what they did and how they got there, and use that as a blueprint to, you know, achieve the goals that you're looking to do.